All right, all right, all right. What's going on, Team Invincible? Please unmute and say happy Sunday.
Hey,
Happy
happy
Sunday.
Happy
Sunday.
Happy
Sunday.
Happy
Sunday.
Sunday.
Happy
Happy
Sunday.
Sunday.
Happy
Sunday,
Sunday.
Happy
everybody.
Sunday.
Happy
All
Sunday.
right.
Happy Sunday.
Yes. Happy Sunday. Okay, it's only 59 people up here. What's going on? I need everybody to take out your devices, go into the WhatsApp, say, listen, the Zoom you miss is the one you needed because I'm bringing some fire training tonight. Y'all need, that's right. Yours truly is coming on the ones and twos. I haven't trained y'all in a while. They done pulled me out of retirement. Here we go. All right. So with that being said, I hope that everybody has had a good weekend. Here in the 757, we've had some phenomenal weather. The weather has started to change back again. I think we're getting stable now. Still got a little bit of, the white stuff, aka pollen, or the yellow stuff rather. But we're still here. We're still okay. We're gonna make it work. All right. So tonight, I have the pleasure of hosting this training with you all tonight. I haven't trained in a while. I'm super excited. And so what I want to say to each of you is you need to grab pen and paper. Okay. Because one of the deliverables that has been given to us by our fearless leader, Kendall, is we are actually in the second quarter of the year. Do y'all realize that, team? It's the second quarter. We are in the middle of April. As a matter of fact, if y'all ain't filed y'all taxes, y'all got like 3 days. Okay, that's how in we are into the second quarter. Some of y'all like, oh shoot, already? Yes, it's here. You're late. You're already late. Okay, but it's okay. I got your back. So, what are we going to do to help us in this second quarter? I'm so glad you asked. So glad you asked because I got some heat for you tonight. Y'all ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yeah,
All
yes.
right.
Yes,
We hear
ma'am.
you.
Yes.
All right.
We're
This is going to
ready.
be an interactive call.
We
I don't be
are
playing no games. I'm
ready.
just letting y'all know I play no games when it comes to my training. I'm going to call on you. I'm going to raise your hand. I'm going to do a poll. Like, I need to make sure that you're with me, that you're alive. Okay. Because we are not here to play. We are here to execute. We can have a little bit of fun, but when it all is said and done, it's time for us to get down to business. And so I'm going to give you all some concrete tips on how you can scale for success going into and in this second quarter. Who is ready to scale for success this second quarter? Raise your hand, drop a heart in the chat, drop a fire sign in the chat if you are ready to scale this second quarter, right? You tired of bull crapping? You tired of the mess? You tired of the shoulda, woulda, coulda that Leslie trained on last week, which was fire? All right, we tired of all of it. We are ready to scale for success. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I see hearts
We're
flying.
ready. We're
Yeah,
ready.
we are ready to scale for success. That is what we're ready to do, y'all. And so, if that's what you're ready to do, as my girl KG always says, note takers are what? You heard it.
Money
Money
maker.
maker.
Money makers.
Money
That's
makers.
right.
Money
That's right.
makers.
So, I need you guys to take some notes because I promise you, if you don't take notes, you're going to be like, Crystal, can I get them notes from Sunday night meeting? And I'm going to be like, why you ain't taking notes when I told you to? Okay. So make sure you have your notepad out. I'm going to play a really quick clip and then we're going to get right into our training for tonight. And it's super fast. So, you better be ready or else you're going to miss it. All right. And here we go.
Success is this, and training, and struggling, and suffer, and sacrifice, and then success is this. But this tastes so much more than this. Yeah. But I'm not sure that people today are 100% aware of this, and it's everything.
That's it. Everybody heard what he said, right? Success is this, but it's the training, the sacrifice, the dedication. It's way more. But success is just that little piece. Okay? So, Crystal, I get it, but girl, got my pen, I got my paper, I'm ready to be successful. Give me the deeds. I got you. Okay? So, number one, All right, because this is how we're going to be successful. And it's not all about the motivation, but it's about discipline, it's about clarity, and it's about measuring our progress. Okay. So, number one, the first note to be successful is to have a strong foundation. That foundation is your mindset. Okay. Is your mind in a relentless capacity to succeed? What does it take? It takes relentless consistency. What does consistency look like? Even when you feel like things are going slow or they're not happening, you got to stay the course, team. We got to stay on track. You got to be relentless. That's what being relentless is all about. It's about continuing to show up and continuing to do when you don't feel like it. All right. And then the second part is emotional discipline. All right. This is all under your mindset. It takes that emotional discipline. We don't have to react to every setback. Some of us are way too emotional, men and women, just too emotional. Oh man, man, bruh, but I got this going on. I got that, the dog chewed my shoes and the kids plucking my nerves and the wifey and the husband and okay, you're being these are all emotional pieces that come into our lives, the squirrels, okay, that happen, but we can't react to them in a way that's going to stop us from progressing. All right. So we have to have some emotional discipline. And then thirdly, third bullet point underneath that is clear identity. Do you have a clear understanding of the fact that you are a business owner? Raise your hand if you are clear, crystal clear, no pun intended, crystal clear on the fact that you're a business owner. Raise your hand, right? You're a business owner. So that means you're running a business. This is a business. And we've heard it say that in business, you got to separate those emotions. So having a strong mindset, 3 bullets again, being relentless in your consistency, emotionally disciplined, and having a clear identity as to what this is going to help you. Now, here are some little tricks that you can take with you to have a clear mindset, team. The first one is so simple, but some of us still don't do it, but it's okay. I got you. But you want to show up every day, whether you feel like it or not. You got to show up. How many of us struggle sometimes to just show up? You can be honest. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. Sometimes the bed feels so good. Oh, it's raining. Oh, I ain't leaving the house today. Oh, it's snowing. I ain't leaving the house today. Or worse, it's 90 degrees. I ain't leaving the house today, or I am leaving the house, but I ain't going to work. What are we doing? We have to show up every single day, whether we feel like it or not. That's the first note, okay? Secondly, stop feeling the need to be validated by others. Oh, I know. It's toe crunching time. We don't have to be validated by other people, team. Your mission, your success, your goal may not be their goal. It may not be their mission. So why are you allowing someone or waiting someone else to validate you? It's not necessary. Do we want people to cheer us on and champion us on? Of course we do. But is it necessary all the time in order for us to be successful? No. Most successful people stand alone. They understand the mission. So you can go or not go. I know where I'm going, and that's full steam ahead. Thirdly, this is a big one, guys. Make sure you write this down. Handle your rejections without quitting or spiraling. How many of us have seen people start this business with us and then they're not here now? They quit. Raise your hand if you've been privy to some quitters. Some people that just stop. They're just like, this ain't for me. Oh, I can't do this. I can't dial. Oh my God. Like, come on, team. What are we doing? They stopped. That's another reason why that second point that I made, the validation, How would you feel knowing you got validated for somebody one week and that same person that validated you quit? How does that make you feel? You feel some kind of way inside. You feel like, wait a minute, they quit. Yeah, right. You start feeling that doubt in yourself. That's why I'm giving you these mindset tips as a foundation. When you have that strong mindset of determination, you will succeed. And last but not least, make a decision based on your long-term vision. Okay, not emotional. So what's the game plan? What's the long-term plan? Many of you will say, well, I want to create a legacy for my team. Okay, cool. I want to create generational wealth. Okay, great. I want to not live paycheck to paycheck. Good. All right. I want my children to remember my name. Got it. These are long-term vision. So when you have a long-term vision and it's super strong, you won't allow the emotions to get in the way. All right. So the foundation is your mindset. All right. Did everybody tracking with me? The second part, the second big thing in order for you to be successful is having clarity in your vision, your goals, and a strategy. All right. Clarity in your vision. Know exactly what the heck it is you're building. That's why we as a leadership team, when we come to you, we're like, no, drill down. Okay, that's good. Drill down. That's good. Drill down. We want you to be so clear with your vision. It makes you get up. It makes you not quit like some of the people that been aligned with you that said they were going to go with you to the end. And they're not here now. You look to your left, you look to your right, you by yourself. Because they were not clear, crystal clear on their vision. So know exactly what you're building, team. Understand your targets and your timelines. Why do you think that we have strategy calls with you all? Because we want to know how much money do you want to make and by when. I love that Leslie has brought that to the team. By when? It's good to say it, but we need a date. We need a definitive timeline. Because if you don't have the timeline, team, guess what? You're throwing it out there to whatever. It's in the abyss of possibilities and wonders. But when you have a definitive timeline and you're honed in and you're saying, no, I want to do 20K by the end of this month. Hey, I want to do 20K in 2 weeks. My ultimate goal, I want to make $150,000 by the first quarter. What's your buy when? So have your target, but have a timeline. These are the yin yang twins. They go together. You can't have a target without a timeline, and you can't have a timeline without a target. They go together. Everybody with me? Third little bullet under your clarity and your vision is really understanding your audience. We train on this in Morning Mindset all the time. Understanding your audience. What does that mean, Crystal? I'm so glad you asked. Okay. That means that if final expense is your bag, that's your bag. Stay in that lane. Be so solid on selling final expense. Your rate of acceptance and approvability is like 75, 85%. It's high. It's more than half. You are closing 75, 85% of the people that you talk to, and you're heading towards getting to that 90% mark. If you love mortgage protection, that's your bag. Stay in the lane. That's your audience. If you love veterans, you're prior military, your whole family's military, you can talk to veterans. You know the ins and outs of it. Great. That is what you do. IULs, that is what you do. Same thing. But know your audience. When you have clarity on your audience, team, you're invincible. No pun intended, right? You're invincible. There's nothing that anybody can come to you and say that you don't know. Why? Because you've studied it. You've been approved. You know how to overcome the objections. You stop the objections before they even come out their mouth. You already know what it is. So when you are very definitive in understanding your audience, guess what, team? You win. You win. But some of us are not clear on our audience. Well, I can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Everybody heard of Jack of all trades, master of none? Anybody heard that? Do you understand what that means? Raise your hand if somebody can tell me what that means.
It means you know a little about a lot and a lot about a little.
That's it. You know a little bit about a whole bunch of stuff, but you've mastered nothing. Which means your level of success and where you're going is only going to go but so far. But people that are trained and skilled in their area of expertise, the success rate is so high. So make sure you know your audience. Now, here are some markers along the way that you can have to have that clarity in your vision, your goals, and your strategy. The first thing is clearly have your business plan written out in 2 sentences. Just what is your business plan? What is the plan for your business? What is your goal? What is your vision? How many people up here, drop a fire sign in the chat, have a vision statement for your business? Like really, seriously. Anybody here have a vision statement for their business? Have y'all even thought about how powerful your vision statement is for your business? How powerful it can be? Think about it. I mean, how many businesses do we know have taglines? Lots of them, right? Burger King, have it your way. Lots of businesses have taglines. What is the tagline that you have for your business? The second thing is make sure that you have your monthly, quarterly, and yearly goals written down. Written down, not in your head, not just, again, throwing it into the abyss, but have them clearly defined. What exactly am I looking to achieve this month? All right, after I achieve it this month, then what does this quarter look like? What is my quarterly goal? What is my yearly goal? All written down, written out. Like, be very clear on what that looks like for you. Because once it's clear, you are in a position where it's in front of you every single day and you know what you're actually aiming at and working towards. Everybody with me? And we don't really talk about this much, but I know that Kendall tracks this, is really understanding how many customers you are actually trying to protect and cover. How many people, we do affirmations, declarations, every week on Monday for the week, right? And so we say, I'm going to do, 5 today and I want to make $5,000. But how many of you are actually tracking, I want to protect 10 families this week? Raise your hand if you are actually writing that out every single week. And it is a part of your statement, your declaration every single week. The number of customers, not just how much money you're making, but how many families are you protecting? See, this is why I'm training this, because we have lots of opportunities, right? No harm, no foul. Listen, it's the second quarter. We can get this right. So if you're not really definitively writing down, listen, I want to protect this number of families this week. I want to make this amount of money. That's going to help you be clear on your vision. Now I know what target I'm aiming for. Everybody with me? All right. Third section, execution. All right. We have to have daily discipline. This is going to help us to execute. So point 1 was our foundation, was the mindset. Second point was clarity in your vision, goals, and strategy. The third one is execution. Now we've talked about it. Now we've built the plan. Now we've written down our vision statement. We have our strategy. We know exactly what our target is. We know our audience. We bought our leads. We're ready to work. We're ready to grind. Now it's time to, guess what? That's right. Roll up the sleeves and get to work. It's time to execute. So what is it going to take for you to execute, team? Again, I'm glad you asked. Y'all asking some really good questions tonight. Okay. The first thing that it takes is having income producing activities consistently. Consistently. How many people have heard, oh, that's not productive, right? That's not money making activities. How many of us have heard these comments before? Raise your hand. Is it really income producing? Drop a 1 in the chat if you hate wasting your time. How many of us have showed up to an event, a function, went somewhere, got invited for something, and when you got there, you were like, they literally just wasted my time. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of ones. Should be 75 ones in the chat. We've all been a part of something or been invited to something that has totally wasted our time. So that's why it's important to have that income producing activity consistently, because that is, again, what's going to help you to be successful. If it's not producing some sort of income activity, it's a waste of your time. And it's really that simple. So how do we do that, Crystal? Well, that's the second bullet point. By time management and focus on the goal. I've had several one-on-ones with people on my team, and the number one deficiency that I've seen on this team is lack of time management. How to really block out your time, how to set up your dial, set up your day, having everything on the calendar and really sticking to it. Now, it's tough and it takes, again, a discipline to do, but I promise you, once you get that skill, oh man, there's no going back. Like, I'm at a point now that I even block out me time in my calendar. I block out little to-do lists in my calendar. Like, everything is at lunch. Like, oh, I got to take my daughter, to a game, whatever. Like, it is in the calendar, because that helps me to really focus on my time that is income producing. And then I know my non-income producing time. And so if my non-producing income time is bigger than my income producing time, okay, something has to go. Either I have to delegate or say no. And it's okay to say no. Y'all know that, right? No is one of the best sentences known to man. You can say no. Ladies, you can say no. Just delegate. The third point, and this is tough, okay? I know. You got to eliminate distractions. Raise your hand if you have some consistent distractions in your life. Consistent, right? The kids always got something going on. The spouse then scheduled you for something that you didn't even know about. Oh, your best friend found out you work from home, so they didn't schedule you for a luncheon. You don't even, non-income producing activities, right? Unless you're going to recruit, when you get there, it's non-income producing. So eliminate the distractions. We want to be successful. This is what it's going to take for us to be successful, team. Eliminate the distractions. That's your number one killer. Many of you all have heard me talk about, chasing squirrels. Distractions are squirrels. Distractions are things that pull you away from your said activities that you plan to do at a certain period of time. And if you're full-time in this, we definitely don't have time for the distractions. So, what are some markers along the way that will help us be able to accomplish these tasks? The first thing you want to do is to track your activity. Track it. Your calendar is your friend. Put everything in there. Track your dials. How many dials are you really making every hour? Every hour, I'm going to challenge you to look at your dial tracker. Are you even keeping a dial tracker? Do you even know what a dial tracker is? All right, let's just keep it 100. How many of us consistently and relentlessly use some form of a dial tracker? You do know that if you're on a dialer, it can still track your dials. You can pull the report. Are you pulling the report? Do you see how many dials are made? How many contacts are you making? What's your ratio? I've been doing dial trackers since I started. I have a folder. It's like this thick now of all my dial trackers dated back to 2022. And I've gotten so good to the point that I know out of 10 calls, I'm going to talk to at least 2 people. But I know this because I keep a dial tracker. Track my dials. Another thing that you can do in tracking is looking at your numbers. Remember how we talked about setting your goals? Monthly, quarterly, yearly? Going back, looking at the IP report, seeing what you're really doing, seeing what type of leads are you dialing? Are you consistent on dialing those leads? And do you really know the profit that comes with it? How good is your pivot game? These are all things that you can track. You can keep a note and track it. And then look at it at the end of the week and say, okay, this is where I need to improve. This is my area of opportunity. Another thing that you can do, like I said, sticking to your schedule. When you keep a solid schedule and stick to it, it works. There may be some things that shift or move, and it's okay because things do come up. But if 85% of the time you're sticking to your schedule, guess what? That is going to put you on the path to success. So sticking to that schedule, having a schedule, keeping a calendar in the first place will help you to win. And last but not least, and this is so funny, but it's so simple, but a lot of us don't do it. Finish what you start. Oh, be honest. Drop a thumbs up in the chat if y'all have a lot of unfinished projects. How many of us, be truthful? You got some unfinished products. Well, I started this. Oh, I got to get back to that. I'm going to start this. Oh, I got to get back to that. Oh, well, I'm going to go over here and do. Oh, I got to. You got like 10 things that you started and you finished nothing. Let me ask you a question, team. How does that really make you feel? How do you feel knowing that you're not a closer? Toe crunching time. How does it feel to know that you're not a finisher? Some of us if we could get a gold medal on starting, everybody up here would be in the Olympics. Am I right or am I right? Yeah. We feel embarrassed, shame, not good, stressed. Absolutely stressed. Depending on what the project is, heck yeah, you're feeling stressed. But team, these are self-inflictions that we're putting on ourselves. We're doing this ourselves. Why? We don't have no schedule. We're running chasing squirrels. We're not focused. We don't have a clarity on our vision. We don't even have a vision statement. And we're not sticking to anything. So therefore, whatever we throw out there, we're hoping that it sticks. But if it doesn't stick, I'll get to it tomorrow. And tomorrow has turned into 5 years later. And I love it because as parents, we make our children finish cleaning their room before we do anything. As a matter of fact, we give them an incentive. We turn around and say, oh, you're not going to get your allowance until you finish cleaning up XYZ 1, 2, 3. But team, your children doing what you do. They're excellent starters and not good finishers. Let's be finishers. Let's be closers. Let's feel accomplished. Let's get rid of the stress by being a closer, by being a finisher. And this is how we're going to do it because this is what's going to help us be successful. Everybody with me? All right. Our next point. Once we have set our foundation, have a clarity in our vision, goals, and strategy, we definitely want to execute. Now it's time to look at the results. Point number 1, make sure you're turning all your efforts into some form of income. I mean, how many of you all have said, man, if I had a dime for every time I heard that, I'd be rich by now? How many of us have heard that comment before or even said it? Right? I know I've heard it. If I had a nickel for every time somebody said they was going to do something, man, I'd be rich right now. If I had a dime for every time somebody said they was going to show up, if I had a dime for this, I'd be rich. That's true, but it's no closure in that. So any effort that you're putting, and this is your business, putting all your effort into it, make sure that those efforts in some form or fashion are going to end up producing you good income. And let me talk about that for a second. Somebody throw out, and you can unmute, throw out an example of a good effort in this business. Give me an example.
Like showing up every day and staying consistent.
Showing
asking
up.
for help.
Asking for help. Yes. What else do we got?
Dialing, that's effort.
Dialing. Just picking up the phone and dialing. What does dialing consistently do?
Build your reps.
Builds our reps, but
Build your business
what does
armor.
it really do?
Get you
gives
closer
us
to the yes.
opportunity to make money. Yeah.
It builds your skill set, team. It builds your skill set. The more you dial, the more rejection you have, the more you learn how to overcome them. The more you talk to people, the better you are at knowing your script and understanding how conversations go. The more you are in the carrier sites, the more you know how to move around them and you know how to find things. The more you go to training, the more you learn. This is turning effort into income. How many of you all have been on a call and you started with Americo and then Americo declined and then you turned around and was like, where do I go next? I don't know what to do. Raise your hand if that's happened to you. Come on, let's be honest. It's a moment of truth right here. Raise your hand if you have been lost or stuck in a pivot and you're like, man, I didn't plan on them getting rejected. I don't know what to I don't know what to do now. I don't know what happened. Raise your hand if you've ever felt that. Again, this causes distress. This causes the uneasiness inside of us. But when you turn your efforts into income, those efforts of at night, you know what? Let me go through the carrier site because I really don't quite know where to find all this information. I need to make sure that all my bookmarks are across the top of, all my bookmarks are set on my computer so I can just log in. Oh, I need to know where my underwriting sheets are. You know what? Let me go ahead on in here and look at this training from Transamerica because that last call didn't go so well. So I need to understand their right underwriting practices. And let me bookmark that so I can. That is turning effort into income, team. You're taking the time to train yourself. Training is the best effort that can turn into income. Because when you're trained up, you know what to do when the said moment arises. Everybody with me? The second point is learning how to really sell and learning how to really close. Some of us are really good at selling or telling, but we can't get to the finish line, or we struggle to get to the finish line. Some of us are great closers, but then the person turns around and charges back. So when you really learn how to master your craft, which is again, knowing your audience, knowing what you're good at, and you actually sell and you actually close, you want to actually maintain that business too. That is going to give you good results, which is going to keep your income where you want it to be. Everybody with me? So some markers along the way that you can do is to be consistent in your wins, not random. Be consistent in your wins. Well, Crystal, what does that mean? Like, how do I be consistent in my wins? That means dialing, tracking, and approving on every single time, looking at what you're doing, going back at the end of the week, checking your business and saying, okay, this is my number. This is where I'm consistent. Can I increase this by 5%? Can I turn up the notch? Let me call my mentor, Crystal, so she can help me to get my number straight. I want to really understand exactly what my goal is so I know how to increase it. I really want to understand how to get through this carrier site. You know what? I think I'm going to go to the next boot camp because she has boot camps the first Saturday every month. You know what? I think I'm going to listen to Leslie's Financial Friday because she's going to talk about something that's going to help me to scale my business higher. Those are turning effort into income that will help you to be consistent in getting your wins. Kendall talks about this all the time. Understand your numbers. That's the second point. Understand your numbers, team. Many of us just don't understand our numbers, and it's okay. If you don't understand your numbers, guess what you do? You call your mentor. Hey, can you please go over this with me? I'm just a little stuck. I don't know what I'm looking at. Perfect. Perfect. I'm glad you don't know what you're looking at because now I can help you. Allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to say, you know what, I just don't know. I've never really looked at it before. I don't know. I don't know how to calculate it. I tell Kimberly stuff all the time. Like, I don't know. You got to show me this. This part of the business, I'm a little fuzzy at. Help me. for help. It is nothing wrong with asking for help. Raise your hand. If you're on the Success Lounge and you are stuck and you don't know the answer to a question, raise your hand. There's no reason for you to struggle alone. You have all the support in the world right here in the Success Lounge. There's no need to struggle. At this point, you're causing yourself all those things that y'all said in the chat. Stress, weight. You're doing it. Why? We are here to take the stress off of you. We have enough training and enough experience in the leadership on this team. You don't have to struggle unless you just like it, unless that's just what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, I hereby anoint you and bless you to move on with that. I don't like the struggle. I like to execute at the highest level so that I can win. And there's nothing wrong in asking questions. Humility is your best profit getter. And then last but not least, reinvest into your business team. Reinvest into you. This is your business. Everybody raised their hand and said, yeah, I know I'm a business owner, but you're not buying the fries and the burgers and the ketchup to sell to the clients. You're not getting it. So your restaurant is running dry. You're not buying your leads every week. You're not dialing your leads every week. And you want to know why you're not profitable. Because you're not reinvesting in your business. Well, Chris, I reinvested and I just didn't get anything out of it. Okay, well, great. That's a skill set. Have you unmuted? Have you pulled yourself into the breakout room with the coach to be coached? Have you shown up for the boot camp? Have you watched the training from the carriers? Like, I can spit off 10 things off the bat and ask you questions, and I guarantee you're going to tell me no out of 8 of the 10. I guarantee it. But this is what it takes to really be successful. And last but not least, team, our last point, you have to be resilient. You got to be resilient, team. Be able to have the mental toughness, be able to pivot without quitting, be able to learn from your failures instead of avoiding it or turning away, not wanting to talk about it. It's okay. I promise you, your leadership team has had every bit of failure that you've experienced. We've had it. We've dealt with it. Some of us got T-shirts and badges to show for it. We got war stripes on our backs because we've been there. And it's okay. We're vulnerable enough to say, you know what, I jacked that up. This is what I got to do. I got to reset. Line in the sand. Boom. I learned what not to do. So I'm not going to do that again. To thy own self be true. We've heard this before. But the reality is many of us want to just mask it. We want to put our blinders on and say, oh, well, no, that didn't happen. That's not me. Or I don't want to talk about that. I don't know why not. We all done been through the craziness. We all done been in the gutter. Talk about it. I want to know what the struggle is so that I can help you. Kendall wants to know. And we don't have to have a pity party. What I do, my leadership style, you got everybody who's been coached by me will tell you. I give you 5 minutes to whine and cry. And then after that, what do we do? All right, it's time for a game plan. Because we don't have time. All the whining and stuff, that's not going to solve any problems. What we need is a plan. We need to know how to execute. And so once we establish that, okay, good. Now we feel a little bit better. We got our head right. We understand the vision. We understand the goal. Now we know how to work towards it. And we can actually accomplish it as a team together. That team is what's going to help us this second quarter. That's what it's going to really help us slay. I have no doubt in my mind, we're going to have more people at next conference from this team walking the stage than we've ever had. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. Not one doubt at all. I know it's going to happen. I'm 1,000% convicted of it. Raise your hand if you feel the same way I do. We're going to have the most people from Team Invincible walk this stage at the next conference than we've ever had. Ever. Raise your hand. I see it. Y'all know it. You know why? Because we're putting all the pieces in place now. We got Sean Mike coming to the office next month. We have a closeout week at the end of the week of the end of the month, every single month. We have boot camp. We have training. We have Financial Fridays. We have training Tuesdays with KGs. We have every every single thing you need right here. And we got the Success Lounge. And we got the morning motivation. And guess what? We got the WhatsApp. We give each other attaboys and kudos to encourage people. We're so good that our new people, they rushing to get licensed faster because they want to be a part of the success train. Heck yeah, we gonna have more people walking that daggone stage. Heck yeah. And we're gonna all be sitting right there in a section together, yelling, screaming, raising our towels like, yep, this is the team to be on. This is where you want to be. That's right. We done been through some things and we've accomplished it, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to kill. We're here to slay. You're gonna know who we are. Who shows up to a game saying, well, I hope we win? I don't know. No, heck no. We taking our foot, we stomping it down, and we letting the enemy, we coming so strong that the enemy's scared. That's what we're here to do. So how do you have the mental toughness and pivot without quitting and learning from those failures? Got to bounce back fast. Point number one, bounce back fast. That means if you have a bad week, tomorrow morning, you need to wake up, let your feet hit the ground, thank God for the day, and say, you know what? Last week was when? Last week. It's back there. I can't fix it. I can't change it, but I know today we're going to win. Bounce back. Snap out of it. And if you have a problem snapping out of it, what do you need to do? Pick up the phone. Who are you going to call? Unmute. Who are you going to call when you feel like you can't bounce back?
You're
at one. Your leaders.
Call your leader. KG, I'm kind of, KG, I'm like, all right, what you got to do? Let's dig in. You call me. All right, time to crack the knuckles. You got about 2 minutes to go ahead on and whine and complain. But after that, we about to have a plan. You ready? All right, let's go. The last person you want to talk to is your cousin who ain't in the business, ain't made no money, making $35,000, $45,000 a year, thinking they a boss because they bought a new daggone Mercedes-Benz that they can't make payments for, always asking you for money. Why do you want to take the opinions from someone like that? Blows my mind. I don't get it. But you have every single thing you need right here. Call your mentor. Call your mentor. Stay committed. Even when you feel like you're not winning, even when your results are low, stay committed. Stay committed. Even the person who's injured on the team will still get the championship ring when the team wins. They still get it. Why? Because they committed. They stand. They're on the sidelines cheering. Now, I'm not telling you to stay on the sidelines, but what I am saying is show up every single day, put your best foot forward, and stay committed and do every single thing that I mentioned in these notes for tonight. Stay connected to your why. Your homework assignment, I gave it to you from the very beginning. Make sure that you have that vision statement laid out for your business and stay committed to it. And make sure that it's meaningful, not just profitable. Because let's just face it, everybody's not money motivated. You're just not. You're not. You think you are, but you're not. But if I know that I've disappointed my children, oh, that's a huge motivator for me. I'm not going to disappoint my kids. And my children are grown. Still, it does something to me. It's my why. They can see their mama down. They can see their mama sad, but she ain't never quit, ever. My children will never see me quit. I will go in my room and scream and yell, or go out here and run in the street and run 3-4 miles or run 9 miles like I ran today, because I'm prepping for my marathon, y'all, in 2 weeks. I will go out here and run before I disappoint my children. That's my why. So make sure that it's meaningful and insightful and piercing to the point of tears. Like, no, I can't. This is not. How many of you have been in a conversation with somebody and they said, well, you ain't gonna do that, and you were so convicted, you were like, you can't tell me what I'm not gonna do. Drop a fire sign in the chat if you've ever made that comment to somebody who wanted to tell you your vision for your life. It's okay. I know I have. Don't tell me what I'm not gonna do. I will raise up. I don't have no hair on my back, but it would stand up if I did. The hair on my head stands up. I get a whole attitude. That is how strong your why needs to be. Your why needs to be connected to that type of attitude, that type of outcome. Where you literally puff up and you feel yourself getting emotional and you feel the steam hitting your head and you feel like you just want to ball up your fist and fight and say, no, how dare you tell me what I'm not going to do? That's how convicting your why needs to be, team. That's total conviction in your soul. That is what makes you get up when you don't feel like it. That's what makes you put in more reps. That's what makes you stick to the schedule. That's what makes you have a clarity in your vision. That's what makes you sit there and tell your cousin, I don't know who the heck you talking to, but I know what I know what I'm going to do. That, team, is a strong why. So I got one last video to play, and then we're going to wrap it up, team. Everybody liking what I'm saying so far? Everybody with me? Awesome.
Yes.
Tracking.
Thank you. All right. Again, this is quick. This is a short. So pay attention. Here we go.
Maybe it was your time to lose. You didn't think so. Lose? I don't lose! I win! That's my job! That's what I do!
Maybe it's your time, team. Maybe it's your time to freaking win. Maybe you got somebody around you that's like, I know you weren't gonna make it. You still doing that thing. Sitting there just looking, waiting. The worst is when they just sit by and just sit back and be like, oh no, I'm just watching you, with this pious attitude. You need to be relentless, like Keanu Reeves. I don't lose, I win. Did y'all feel how he said that? Did y'all feel that? I don't lose, I win. That is how relentless you have to be. And team, these are the steps that it's going to take for us to slay this second quarter. This is what it's going to take. So just as a recap, foundation, a strong mindset, clarity in your vision, goals, and strategy, execution from daily discipline, track your results, be resilient in handling your setbacks, and make sure that you're scaling and aligning. That, team, is the tips for us to be successful and how we're going to really execute this second quarter. Any questions? Any comments? I'm opening the floor.
Thank you so much. This was amazing.
Thank you.
All right. All right, team. So we know what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we have our morning mindset. Be ready. Be on track. It's going to be another phenomenal training in the morning. All right. And every morning for the rest of the week. And don't forget, we have Sean Mike coming next week for our closeout week on May the 26th. Hopefully you all saw the announcement slides at the beginning of this training. If not, you can catch it tomorrow morning on the morning mindset. All right, team. Get your leads ready, get your mind right, and be ready to dial and be ready to slay tomorrow.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal.